This is the Scorecard, where you score the latest sports news and in-depth views. I'm Erika Kristensen. Tonight on the Scorecard, UAAP NU's Lamina, FEU Saavedra claim Player of the Week honors. Mercedes unveils 2025 W16, ushering a new era post-Hamilton. Esports lineup revamped for 2026 Asian Games. Conquer Europe. Bynum NFL star Bynum champions flag football in the Philippines eyes 2028 Olympics. In the NBA, Lavine explodes for season-high 42 points as Kings demolish Hornets 130-88. While Trailblazers survive late Jazz rally for 114-112 win in Salt Lake City. And joining us in the studio is Kaya-Iloilo Football Club star midfielder Lucas Del Rosario. All the headlines and more on the Scorecard tonight, the 25th of February. Now, here's our roundup. Veterans made their presence felt early in UAAP Season 87 volleyball. National University setter Lamina proved her composure under pressure, dishing out 23 excellent sets to lead the Lady Bulldogs a thrilling 5-set comeback win over FEU. She also delivered 20 and 14 excellent sets in dominant wins over La Salle and Ateneo, keeping NU unbeaten at 3-0. For her stellar playmaking, Lamina was named Collegiate Press Corps, while UAAP Player of the Week as well. On the men's side, FEU Drake Saavedra powered the Tamaraws to a stunning sweep of defending champion NU, dropping 20 points on 17 kills and 3 blocks to propel FEU to a 3-0 start. The win was FEU's first over NU in 6 years. Saavedra, who also tallied a pair of 13-point outings against UST and UP, unanimously claimed the Men's Player of the Week honor. He also highlighted the team's improved mental toughness, which had been lacking last season. Now here's some news from the F1. Mercedes just dropped their 2025 contender, the W16, ahead of preseason testing in Bahrain from February 26 to 28, days after showcasing its new livery at the F1 75 live season launch. This season marks a fresh start for the Silver Arrows, with Kimi Antonelli stepping up to partner George Russell after Lewis Hamilton's move to Ferrari. Valtteri Bottas also returns as reserve driver, adding experience to the mix. Team boss Toto Wolff is fired up for this new era, while Russell is feeling stronger than ever. As for the 18-year-old rookie, Antonelli cannot wait to get started. All eyes are now on the W16's first run in Bahrain as Mercedes aims to return to the front of the grid in this new chapter. The Olympic Council of Asia has shaken up the esports lineup for the 20th Asian Games in Aichi, Nagoya, Japan, set for 2026. After an emergency, the OCA confirmed key changes to the initial 11 title list. Dreams of Three Kingdoms has been replaced by Identity V, while Street Fighter 6 now shares a spot with Tekken Series and King of Fighters Series under a single medal event, Competitive Martial Arts. League of Legends also drops the Asian Games version label. Now, game publishers celebrated this announcement with MLBB's Monotone Games and Identity V's NetEase Games expressing gratitude for the selection, calling it a landmark moment for mobile esports. This will definitely mark the third Asian Games featuring esports after its debut as a demo event back in 2018 and its upgrade to a medal event in 2023. Now the hype is completely real, but the question is, who will claim esports glory in 2026? Paris Saint-Germain is in a league of its own this season, maintaining its unbeaten run after 23 matches and extending its lead at the top of Ligue 1 to a commanding 13 points. A 3-2 win over Lyon on Sunday proved once again that no team in France can match their firepower, with Achraf Hakimi bagging a brace and Ousmane Dembélé notching his 17th league goal. The first leg takes place in Paris on March 5. Now, the question is, can PSG translate its domestic supremacy into continental success? If you ask Minnesota Vikings safety Cam Bynum, the Philippines has what it takes to compete in flag football at the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics, and he is determined to help make that happen. Bynum recently wrapped up the 4th edition of Camp BZ, his training camp aimed at developing flag football talent in the Philippines and all across Asia. This year's Camp BZ Elite brought together 75 players who experienced firsthand what it takes to train like an NFL athlete. The push to build a flag football program in the country comes at a crucial time, with the sport now included in the 2028 Olympics. Bynum believes Filipinos have the skills and work ethic to compete on a world stage. Bynum has also brought in fellow NFL players to help coach, reinforcing that the camp is bigger than football. It's actually about community building, it's about giving back and elevating Asian athletes on the global stage. With a strong foundation being laid, momentum is building for a Filipino flag football national team that could challenge the best in Southeast Asia and, eventually, the world. Back in the NBA, Sacramento, Zach Lavine had his best game since joining the Kings, erupting for a season-high 42 points to lead Sacramento to a dominant 130-88 victory over the Charlotte Hornets on Monday night. DeMarcus DeRozan added 18 points and 7 rebounds, while Malik Monk chipped in 13 rather. Keegan Murray scored 10, and Domantas Sabonis nearly recorded a triple-double with 7 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists. Miles Bridges led the Hornets with 23 points, while LaMelo Ball and Nick Smith Jr. each scored 13, and Yusuf Nurkic, along with Musa Diabate, added 12 apiece, but Charlotte continued its struggles, dropping 12 of its last 14 games. Lavine caught fire early, draining 4 3-pointers and shooting 8 for 9 in the first half as the Kings built a commanding 20-point lead. Charlotte showed early poise with an 8-2 run to start the game, but Sacramento responded with a 23-10 burst and never looked back at the Hornets, who lost, by the way, by 53 points to Portland in their previous game, have now been outscored by a combined 95 points in their last 2 matchups. A staggering statistic that shows just how much they are struggling here. Meanwhile, Trailblazers survived late Jazz rally for 114-112 win in Salt Lake City. 114-112 Salt Lake City once again, and Fernie Simmons scored 28 points as the Portland Trailblazers kicked off their 7-game road trip with a narrow 114-112 victory over the Utah Jazz. Jazz, on the other hand, who trailed by as many as 13 points, staged a late comeback thanks to a pair of 3-pointers from Keontae George in the final 11.7 seconds, but unfortunately, it wasn't enough to seal the win. Simons responded to George's first late 3 by sinking 2 free throws with 8.8 seconds left, extending Portland's lead to 113-109 after George drained another tray with 4.2 seconds to go. Jerami Grant converted 1 of 2 free throws to make it a 2-point game. George had one final shot to complete the comeback, but his last-second 3 missed as the Jazz fell just short. Now Grant finished with 20 points, while Scoot Henderson contributed 17 points, 6 assists, and 6 turnovers as the Blazers secured their 12th win in 17 games. Sensabaugh led Utah with 23 points. George finished with 21 points, while Kyle Filipkowski added 20 points. The Jazz struggled from the field, shooting just 39.8% overall, though they hit 18 of 44 from three-point range. Utah, unfortunately, has now lost 6 of its last 8 games, dropping to 2-3 on their 9-game homestand. Portland, meanwhile, on the other hand, picks up its 2nd straight win and builds momentum on this long road stretch. And here's your daily dose of sports lingo. Okay, have you ever wondered why some teams here seem to stack their entire squad in front of the goal, making it nearly impossible to score? Now, park the bus is a defensive football strategy where a team commits most, if not all, of its players to defending, often forming a compact, impenetrable wall near their goal. This tactic is commonly used to protect the lead or secure a draw against stronger opponents. Now, while it frustrates attacking teams and fans, parking the bus remains one of the most effective ways to grind out results in high-stakes matches. All right, it's time for our off-court buzzer. Arellano University has formally sought clarification from the NCAA Volleyball Committee regarding a long-standing rule that allegedly bars coaches from simultaneously mentoring teams in both the collegiate and professional ranks. Peter Caico, Arellano's representative to the NCAA Management Committee, confirmed that they have sent a letter to the NCAA to look into the matter. In NCAA season 99, Jerry Yee, along with Roger Gorayeb of San Sebastian College, Recoletos, and Arellano men's team coach Sherwin Meneses were all listed as head coaches while also handling pro teams. Gorayeb currently leads Capital One while Meneses heads PBL powerhouse Creamline, in addition to his duties as National University's new head coach in the UAAP. While Yee handles the College of St. Benil Lady Blazers and PBL's Zeus Coffee. This season, however, Gorayeb has been reassigned as an assistant coach, with Clint Malazzo taking over as head coach. Meneses, meanwhile, now serves as a consultant for Arellano, with Brian Vitug stepping in as the new Chiefs head coach. A memorandum has already been sent to both Arellano and Benil for comment with the NCAA Volleyball Committee, led by Perpetual's Frank Gusi and Letran's father Vic Calvo, OP, are set to deliberate on the matter. And that's our roundup for tonight, the 25th of February. When we return, Kaya midfielder Lucas Del Rosario joins us right here at the BNC studio. So watch out for that and more on The Scorecard. Welcome back to The Scorecard. He's been making waves in the Philippine Professional Football League, proving to be a real game changer as Kaya-Iloilo FC's midfielder Lucas Del Rosario joins us here tonight to talk about his passion for football and, of course, the secret to his success. Hello, Lucas.
Hi, Erika.
It is so nice to see you outside of the field, of course, and in our studio. Welcome to The Scorecard.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
All right, Lucas, now I know that you've been making waves, especially as a Kaya midfielder, but a lot of netizens have actually been saying that, you know, they consider you as one of the golden boys currently in Kaya. So how do you feel about that?
I feel blessed, honestly. Very grateful for this opportunity to play for such a big club such as Kaya. And it's funny you said midfielder, but I've actually been playing all over the field for Kaya. I've been playing as striker, left wing, attacking mid, so I'm just really enjoying it so far.
Okay, so out of all of these positions, but I know currently you are playing as a midfielder, correct?
Currently,
out of
yes.
all of the positions though that you've played for in Kaya, what's your favorite position?
I'd say my favorite is attacking midfielder.
Attacking midfielder,
Yeah.
Okay, why is that?
I feel like I can be more involved in the game, whereas when you're a striker, as the lone number 9, as I would say, it's hard to get a lot of touches on the ball, whereas if you're in the midfield, you're constantly involved in the game, defensively, offensively, so I prefer that, but obviously I'm happy to play anywhere.
Of course, and you're doing very good at it, Lucas. All right, now can you walk us through your football journey? Like, how did you start? Who was your inspiration? Who even pushed you to play the sport?
I'd say from the start, my 2 older brothers were really what inspired me. So they're the first ones to introduce me to football. I can just remember all my earliest memories. I just remember just playing football with them, going to their games, and they're the ones who really made me fall in love with the game at the start.
So I'm gonna assume that both your brothers are also football players, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But they did play in the States.
They played in the States, yes.
Okay, so I know, because I know when I was looking at your Wikipedia earlier, I know that prior to coming here to the Philippines, you also played for a lot of years in the States, correct?
Yes. I was born and raised in the U.S., played most of my footballing career there. Started mostly with local club teams in North Carolina, And then I eventually got recruited to play at the University of North Carolina.
Cool. Okay, so comparing both Philippine and American football cultures, what do you say is the contrasting difference of both?
I'd actually say it's pretty similar, honestly, because football in the U.S. is not as popular. Obviously, the top sports are basketball and American football.
Well,
so
here too, basketball too, right?
Yeah, that's why I say it's actually pretty similar in terms of popularity and following. But other contrasts, it is a bit more popular in the U.S. I'd say.
Right. Yeah.
There's a more developed professional league, I'd say.
More grassroots programs too, I suppose.
Yeah, more access to fields and stuff like that. So they're a little bit more ahead in the U.S. for sure.
Okay. All right, Lucas. Now, I remember the first time I met you, you still played for Maharlika back then. And now, obviously, you do play for Kaya-Iloilo under Coach Noshide, correct?
Yeah.
So how was it like training under such a prominent coach?
It's an amazing experience. He gives us a lot of freedom to play how we want to play, but obviously when he knows when to be strict on us also. So it's a good balance of both, I'd say.
Okay. 2 weeks ago, I remember you were telling me earlier at the makeup room that you shot a winning goal, correct? Winning goal at the Shopee Cup League.
Yeah. I scored the first goal.
Correct. So how was that? Walk us through your thought process when you scored that first goal that put you guys up to the top in that tournament, in that international tournament, might I add?
It was, oh man, I get goosebumps every time I think about it, but it was our last game of the Shopee Cup against a Singaporean team called Lion City Sailors. And so we really just wanted to end with a win. And so I came in as a sub. It's pouring rain in Bynum, so it makes it like extra dramatic, you know?
I know, I was just gonna say, that looks so picturesque.
Yeah, and so I got subbed on in the second half, and I remember there was a long ball to our left wing, Shuto. It was bouncing a bit, and then he just took a shot. And in my head, I looked at the goalie. I was like, I can see him like saving the ball. Like I need to be in the right space to follow it up.
Right.
And that's exactly what happened. He pushed the ball out, and I was right there to just follow it up, and I scored.
That is amazing. I mean, it's players like you guys who slowly put the Philippine football on the map, you know, on the international map, actually. All right, Lucas, now let's take a good look at our art card right here on the screen, okay? Come, you can join me, Lucas.
Right.
As you can see, these are probably, you know, 4 of the best forwards that we have currently in football, right? So we have here Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, Neymar, and Kylian Mbappe. Now, I'm gonna ask you first, who is your favorite amongst the 4 and why?
My favorite is Messi.
Messi,
sure.
Okay, why? Why is this Argentinian great your favorite?
In my opinion, he's the greatest footballer of all time. Just so dominant in almost every aspect of football. So
I can completely agree, but apparently we have a lot of Ronaldo fans watching here in the studio. But you know what? I am completely on the same page with you on this. Okay, now my next question for you, Lucas, is if these greats were to play solo against each other, who do you think would win and why?
I'd have to say Messi.
Messi again. Okay, why?
I think he would just outscore everyone on the pitch.
He has pretty good defense too, I would say.
Yeah, I think I saw one interview recently of one of his teammates saying that he was very underrated defensively. So
underrated defensively. I would have to agree with that. Okay, what if you tried the team 2-on-2 together? Who would you put in the same team? And why do you think they would work best with each other?
I would put Messi and Neymar.
Okay, Messi and Neymar, and obviously Cristiano and Mbappe. Why did you decide on those teams?
I said Messi and Neymar because they have experience playing together at Barcelona already.
Right.
And the things that they did there at that club were beautiful to watch. So I'm sure they could continue to to play together.
I agree. I love that. I love those insights. Guys, do not be mad, okay? For whatever opinions Lucas puts on the show. But again, Lucas, thank you so much. It was lovely getting to know your story and continue inspiring all of our aspiring Filipino football players. Thank you, Lucas.
Thank you so much.
All right. When the scorecard returns, we will look into the upcoming tennis matchup so you can keep your eyes on the prize. Welcome back to the scorecard. It is time to keep your eyes on the prize. We are diving into the Dubai Tennis Championships where the top two seeds, Daniil Medvedev and Alex de Minaur, are setting up for what could be a crucial week in their seasons. Now, guys, let's start with my Russian favorite, Daniil Medvedev. Let's go. All right, as we all know, he's the defending champion here in Dubai if you guys actually follow tennis. And when he's at his best, Daniil is almost impossible to break down. I mean, he is considered the king of hardcourt right after Djokovic, right? So we're talking about he loves to extend rallies. He loves to cover all the court. I mean, he is called the octopus for a reason. And he absorbs power, which makes him one of the toughest matchups in the whole game. But there are some question marks, obviously. Now, as you guys can see here, he hasn't quite looked like his usual self in recent tournaments, with some early exits that left fans wondering if his rhythm is slightly off. Now, Dubai could be the perfect place to reset and remind everybody why he is still one of the best in the world, right? Now, on the other side, Alex de Minaur, he is considered one of Aussie's greats in this generation. He's a rising force on tour. He brings relentless energy. He has quick strike speed, a defensive wall that frustrates even the biggest hitters. And I'm pretty sure Daniil has commented on that as well. Now, he is coming off some strong performances this season, and his confidence is actually growing per match. But here's the key stat, guys. He has never beaten Medvedev. He has never. All right. 4 meetings, 4 losses. That means if he wants to change the story, he's going to have to do that. And he's going to have to need to bring something different on the court this time around. Now, this matchup is all about style contrast. Okay, we're talking about Medvedev's patience and precision against de Minaur's speed and counterattacks. If de Minaur can step inside the baseline and dictate play, he has got a chance to flip the script here. But if Medvedev controls the pace and keeps him running side to side, which obviously Daniil is very much known for, history might sadly just repeat itself. But who knows? So the question is, will the defending champ find his form, or is this moment de Minaur finally break through? Now, that's exactly what we are watching for here in Dubai. And again, that wraps up tonight's preview, so you can keep your eyes on the prize. Now, before we go, think on this from a former American college football coach and TV analyst. Lou Holtz once said, life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you respond to it. And with that, thank you so much for joining us once again tonight. We will see you tomorrow on the Scorecard, where sports is our business and business is our sport, on the Bilyonaryo News Channel. This is Erika Kristensen. Have a blessed evening, everyone.
Right.